Okay, so I'm thinning the herd. I have this Mitsubishi fucking TV from 2004. I always wanted one of these because I've seen them over the years, and I'm like, oh my goodness, those are so cool. But I've seen these over the years. I found one like last year or earlier this year, and I saw it on Facebook Marketplace for about $10. It was a real estate sale broker thing. Ding, she was nice. It was like a retirement community, but one of the wheels snapped off. But I mean, the thing had an okay picture, but not really. There we go. We're into this bitch. That's what the inside of one of these looks like. So that's the inside. There's a big ass mirror there. And I think I just broke it, and now I'm going to have like bad luck. Hopefully not. Let's get the screen out of here. Let me see. How do I want to go about doing that? Yeah, easy enough. Just for fun, let's see what this does still. I remember my uncle telling me he had one of these, but it was like a 75-inch Mitsubishi, and he got it secondhand, but it was like originally like a $25 or like a $15,000 TV. But when he moved out of his house, he gave it to the people who helped him move, which I don't blame him, because this thing, I looked it up, it weighs 200 pounds. So it has this safety screen. You can see all my junk, which I'm going through. It has this kind of like magnifier shield. I remember when as a kid, we had one, but it was a Samsung, and it was a tabletop model. And I remember the TV. It would turn. It was a Samsung. It was silver plastic crap. It would turn itself off. It would just randomly turn itself off. And I remember my parents, they shelled out a shitload of money for a 55-inch Samsung HD LCD set back in 2012. Like, I think it was a couple grand, but that replaced that. And I remember the Geek Squad coming to our house and picking it up. But yeah, I broke that mirror. Hopefully I don't get bad luck now. Whoops. This thing was made in Mexico, by the way. Now, one Mitsubishi projection TV that I was trying to find, which if I did ever actually, no, you know what, screw that. I probably would never get it, and by the time I find one, probably the TVs would be the size TVs would drop down so drastically in price. But they had them. They made them from, I think they stopped making them in like 2012, 2013, they had one that was a 92 inch. It cost like $10,000. Some of this is wood, but most of it's particle board. Well, those fuckers are tough. Yeah, there it goes. It's one of those lenses. Okay, so I just hammered on it some more, and that got the glass unbroken. Fuck you. Looks like Antifa came in here and smashed a hole through that. Should use this as firewood. Okay, so this is the TV, and we're going to take the back off. I am going to save these screws because they seem like good quality. Yeah, I know, I'm saving everything, but my dumbass, I'll save it and I'll end up probably never using it. But if I don't save it, I'll need it. I think you can still buy the projector lamps that go in the newer Mitsubishi projection sets. I'll go get this is the sticker. It's a model WS55315, made in Mexico. I know for a fact it's made in 2004 because there's a date code back here. It's made, let me figure that out. Let me find that out. Manufactured June 2004. So here, look at all these little capacitors. Kind of see what it looks like back in here. You can see that. You can see all the CRTs. You can see them right there. Now there's the little CRT. You can see it's nice and cooked. Let's get the rest of this off. You can see this vintage glass. It's almost... Shit, so this thing's gonna be 18 next year, damn. So here's the back, or here's the inside. There's two nice big filter caps right here. There's a big ass heat sink, and I don't know if I said this, but this thing boasted 1080i, and I think that was pretty ahead of its time, I think. Let's go ahead and take off this panel back here. These TVs were very popular this was before flat screens really took off, and I think only the flat screens you could get, they weren't HD, I think they were called extended definition TVs, or EDTV, and they were kind of small, and they were like an arm and a leg, and I guess this was a cheap way to get HD, I guess. But they had this series, 3 different models. One was like a 40, I think it was like a 48 inch. This one, or 45, yeah, 48 inch. This one was the 55 inch, and then they had a 65 inch one. This is all one enormous circuit board. Back here. It's a big ass flyback transformer. Let's take out this tuner board or something. This is the jack panel. You got antenna A, loop out, and antenna B. This did have DVI, and I did hook up a computer to it. I hooked up some old ragged out E-Machines desktop. It had an HDMI, and I found an HDMI to DVI cable, and yeah. Oh, but this is for like a DTV converter box, I guess. 480i, 480p, 1080i. Monitor link control. I remember my uncle telling me he had on his Mitsubishi TV, he had one of those things. It was called a web TV. I remember when we cleaned out his storage and I found it, but I tried it didn't do anything, and I think I ended up throwing it out. But they shut that shit down like in 2013, I think. When it was the one he had, it was just called the web TV, but then it was called MSN TV, and they shut that down because Microsoft can't. Yeah, you gotta cancel everything. But here's a little tuner board. I'll keep this. I'm gonna keep all this. It's just like using all the parts of the animal. We're gonna use all the parts of this fucking TV. We're gonna use the flyback. We're gonna use all of it. You can see how nice and crusty that is. That smells delicious. It smells like it's been to Marlboro flavor country. Almost. Who the fuck keeps texting me? Okay, so I just set the camera down. This is kind of in here at a bad angle. Let me take off this enormous heat sink that's like houses like 20 million fucking transistors. Okay, so uses these ginormous Sanyo things. I'll put all the pictures I took of this at the end of the video. And for those of y'all wondering, the camera I'm using, it's my new camera, or new to me. It's a Fuji FinePix A160. It's from like 2008, 2009. Okay, I'll be back when I got all this shit out. Here's the two big ass filter capacitors. Either this is a really high hour set, which I think that's the case. I think most of these are. I mean, most of the pictures on these by now are shit. I mean, the one on this one was okay, but it wasn't anything to write home about. And honestly, these were kind of stupid to begin with. GE had one. I think they introduced it in the early 80s. The whole room had to be dark, and like it still produced a really blurry picture. And it had like a built-in VCR. It was just tacky and ugly as fuck. Holy fucking heat. Yuck. Look like I've been working on a fucking car. It's one big fucking flyback. Holy shit, that's gross. Guess that's what almost 18 years of shit looks like. Guess that was made from all the idiots watching CNN on it. Okay. So I got that cover off. Let's go ahead and fish this part of the board out. And this is another project for another day. I was trying to fix this well-built radio, trying to fuck with the cassette deck, and it ends up fucked it up, so I just bypassed it, so it's only AM FM now. All that's just decoration. I'm just gonna set that over here. Let's see what we got. We got this ginormous ass tuner module. Let's go ahead and turn on the soldering iron. It's just a big ginormous thing. That's the aftermath. Okay. Just look at the coating of dust and shit that this is covered in. It's just disgusting. These are the capacitors we pulled out of here so far. 820 at 160, 820 at 200, another 820 at 200, and 100 at 400. But it's always like an infomercial. But wait, there's more. Okay, so I took the back off, or this back part off. Let's go ahead and look at these lenses. This is just glass or plastic. There's the mirror again. Yeah, that's plastic, but it's awfully thick. Or no, that's plastic, and then that's glass. Let's get the hammer back out. Okay, so this is going to continue. I'm going to go dump this camera footage onto the computer and arrange all that bullshit, and I'm going to post it, and then we're going to fuck with this, I think, on New Year's Eve, and we're going to torch this motherfucker.